Greetings, Evans. Today I got a mail which I just want to again elaborate on because these kind of mails are very common that I have always been getting this. And this is regarding the conflict between one path and the other, or one master and the other. And this mostly happens not in one person's life, but when there are two lives involved. Like if there are two partners who are following different paths, or if they are couples or married people who have two different ways or two different paths or two different ideologies. And the whole idea is about the conflict that is coming here, the conflict and the contradictions that's happening, and hence so many doubts and fears arising in one's mind. So often I get these mails as as I feel they are trying to get an assurance of what they feel is correct, or they want to clarify and have more light into what's happening. Most of the time, these mails are fearful mails. They come out of scare. There is a good tinge of fear involved, and a large tinge of even guilt involved. Some way they find themselves to be guilty if they look into some master or some other teachings or somebody, or come across a video of some other master or some other path or faith, and then suddenly there is a kind of guilt. Is this right? Though it might be appealing to them, it might be helping, that knowledge, that wisdom might be helping, and they even acknowledge it's beautiful what I read or what I saw, or then but this some impending kind of a guilt that is there within me. So what do I do about it? Am I right, or is that master right, or is what's happening is right, or is what my partner is doing right or not right? Please understand one thing. The path is very simple. This whole path, there is only just one path. If you see, commonly there is only one path. Okay, keep aside everything, all there is, and just listen to this one point. There is only one path. The path of ascension. Why? Because we have descended from the source to what we are today. And all major conflicts, and you know what's happening in life. And because we are not happy with this life, and we understand that this is not this place of permanent bliss and peace, we are seeking where is that permanent bliss and peace. And we know somewhere soulfully that we have to return to that source, because there is where we can find it. And so when we realize it, I'm talking about all 7.5 to 8 billion people, whenever they realize it, the only urge is to return back to source. So the first path after awakening that a person begins walking is the path of ascension to that source. Are you getting this clear? Before you went into any path or any religion or anything, please observe, become aware, and see when did this awakening happen and what happened after that. You will see there was emerged immediately an immense urge to ascend, to return back to the source. From there your seeking started. Please notice this very carefully. Your seeking started from there, and then you went and found a master or a path or whatever, a religion or faith or community or whatever. That all happened later. What was the first ignition? Who ignited that? That's the question now. Who ignited it? Yourself, which knows that you have tumbled down and you got to come back. The self ignited that thought in you. And when that thing got ignited within you, the first urge is, I need to go back. And then you look outside, because our habit is always outside. We are human beings of utilizing the panchendriyas, five senses. We cannot live without the five senses, all of us. Eyes, ears, nose, taste, touch. These all five, without this you cannot live, can you? Even what you're seeing, that I saw this, or he saw that, or she saw that, she heard this one, he heard that one. What is all this happening? This is all happening through your panchendriyas. Till the Panchindriyas are involved, your seeking will be outside, and that's okay. That's normal. That's how humans are designed, and everybody knows it, even the Creator knows it. The God is not bothered which path you take, how you take what. It's all concerned with how you ascend. That's all. Conditions are put here by the limited human beings, by the gross mind, by the ego consciousness. The certain sets of ideologies are set that this is how it should be, that is how it should be. Well and good. It works for individual paths. That's all fine. But you as a seeker must understand the first and the final path that is going to be is the inner path. Because it started from there. The ignition started from there. And you will notice, you might start the ignition here, you might seek outside, you might join this, that, you might come across everything, you might meet an outside master who's nothing but your own reflection. I'll come to that. And when that master appears outside and you start listening, absorbing through the five senses, because we are beings of the five senses, and we catch it, take the wisdom, the grace, everything, and then we learn and we grow and evolve and evolve and evolve and evolve. That is the purpose of the self. You go anyway. And once you evolve to a certain level and rise above the dualities, you will start seeing things as very common. You will start letting go of dualities and letting go of limited things. What is limited things? Anything that is not permanent and eternal. Is any path eternal? Is any master eternal? Is any religion eternal? You look into the history of how the evolution happens throughout the cosmos, what has happened. All these things come and go, come and go, come and go every time. Even the master changes forms. One master, after leaving the body, if he wants to help humanity, he might take another form. Another form means another path. Are you getting that clear? Same path will not come there. So, there are history records of so many masters who have appeared again and again, but every lifetime they had a different play. What does that mean? That means that even that master's consciousness is not bothered about any particular doctrines. It is only particularly bothered about and concerned about how human beings can evolve. You must understand at a certain level on top, at the highest point of evolution or beyond that, all these beings also, they have no issues with all these boundaries and all these kind of doubts and divisions and diversities. These are all human beings' creations. Please understand that. Human beings have created this. It is not their creation. There are no boundaries there. There are no countries there as you ascend up. They all work hand in hand. You call for Jesus and Nanak will come. You call for Nanak and Sai Baba might come. You call Sai Baba and Allah, the form of Allah, whatever form you can interpret it, that might appear. Or an angel might come. Angels also have different, boundaries based on how we have put them into. We have caged them. There are Muslim angels, there are Christian angels. It's all human dramas. They don't have all that stuff. So, as I said, the first ignition, inner path. You only started the path. The self started the path. That is why it is called self-start. Self started the path and then you sought outside. If you were a being who were not too much grossly engrossed with your Panchindriyas, please understand, after that self-start, you would have gone from within only up. There are beings, again in history. Look around, read, find out. There are masters who have awakened and who didn't need a guru. Bhagwan Nityananda, Bhagwan Ramana Rishi, Maharishi, you see so many are there. Start within, awakening, journey begins inside, complete inside, liberated, done. Purpose fulfilled. I'm not saying everybody will have that because it's due to their past extensive work that they have done on themselves that this Janma they came into that. But I'm telling we all have that evolution. One or the other day that's going to come. So I'm talking from that point. When you reach that kind of evolution where there is a self start and you only begin and ascend and finish, at that level, if you see, there are no diversions, there are no diversities. You look at all those beings who are self started and completed the journey, look at them, they will never speak of duality, non duality only. Their words are. They function only in non duality. Check it out. Why? Because if all these things just dissolve. So when I try to explain things from that point of view, I'm misunderstood. And it's okay. I'm not here to make people understand. But I'll express because if you want to shift into that kind of awareness and see things, it will be clear to you. If you want to be in the grass only, then all these conflicts will be there for you. And the guilt comes from there. Why does guilt come? Understand this very clearly. Before that, let me complete. I said the start from within, your journey begins, and then because you are a being of outside, you look outside, you find a master. And that master gets into your evolution, which is pure grace again. That master is not the body, it is a consciousness that has descended into that body, and that consciousness is working on your consciousness. It is all the same play. The God's consciousness only, the Supreme Consciousness only is working through that. And it will bring your attention within. To a point. That is the level of evolution. Once the external guru's work is over, where is it over? Till it points you to the actual track you are supposed to be. What did I say? Self-start, and there are people who directly moved there. This is the path, but you are not that. You are seeking outside. So the outside guru appears and eventually pushes you inside, back to the original path, inner path. And once you are inside, then you start moving. So what I'm trying to say is the kickstart, the first start that you get is from the self. Then you might look outside, whatever, but the final journey also is inside. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The first click, ignition, inner ignition, starting on the journey. And the end work of ascension will also be inner journey. That is why it is said that from Mooladhara to this Agya Chakra, which is the Guru Chakra, is the journey where the master takes you. He takes your hand and moves. It is not physical. Please don't think physical. Catches your hand means he works from outside, because you are a person of outside. You like to only hear and have evidence from outside. You need conviction from outside. You cannot trust in yourself. You are not ready for that. So you trust in somebody who is already trusted in their self. And that is how you learn to trust yourself. And that journey is when you reach here. So from the Mooladhara till here, Agya Chakra, which is said as Guru Chakra, is the journey with the Guru. From here to here, you are alone. Because here is where you merge with the Guru. You and Guru are the one. It's not again physical. Many people, when I say merging with, they think, oh, I'm with the physical one. It's not at all that concept. When the moment the delusion goes that you are separate, the Guru is separate, the energy of the Guru is separate, energy of this Guru is separate, energy of that Guru is separate, the energy of that God is separate, this energy is separate. When this dissolves and you know that it is one, the same Supreme that is working through all this, that delusion, the moment that dissolves, that is when you become one with that Guru Shakti. That is what is called as merging with the Guru. Then you and the Guru are one means it's not like he's powerful and you have become powerful and you have empowered. No. It is not a competition. This is because we think everything grossly. We are thinking still two bodies merging into one. How can that happen? We cannot. It's so difficult to understand. They'll say the Guru's position is this, the disciple position is this. Now who's bigger, who's smaller, how can they be? It's all complications of the mind. It doesn't work that way. I'm just telling, the moment you dissolve this idea that the consciousness is different in the Guru and you, the day you dissolve that is the day you will merge with the Guru consciousness. You will understand it's the same principle that's working. And this is what all the great mystics and scriptures have talked about. It's all the same stuff. That delusion has to. So from here, then your journey goes there alone. Alone in the sense you are not alone, because you can't call that technically alone. Because when I say you are merged with the Guru, you and the Guru you are actually going with the Guru only. But it is non-dual. It's one. It's like not till here it is two. There is an subject. There is an object. There is a master. There is a disciple from till here. And that's all perfect. It's not wrong. All these paths are not wrong. The master disciple relation, it's a beautiful relation. It's a powerful, very powerful relationship. But it exists only to a certain level of consciousness, till a certain level of understanding. Beyond that, it doesn't work, because that is how cosmos is. Because above a certain level, it's all one. It's non dual consciousness. Are you getting it clear? So now coming back to that question about guilt. Why does guilt come? And where does it come? Guilt can happen only when you are following any path or master out of these two things. Mark my words. Catch this very carefully. I've told this many times. Guilt can come only when you are following any master or path or religion out of greed or out of fear. Greed that I get something from the master. I want to be there. I want to get maybe even Shakti. I want to get some powers. I want to get some energy. I want to get some motivation. I want to get some enlightenment. I want to get liberation. This is all a kind of expectation from the outside. There is an and I'm not saying it's wrong. It's all fine. But there is expectation. Please understand this. Until there is expectation, there will be guilt and fear. The other is fear, out of fear. If I don't follow, what will happen? Like, I am following a master or a path or even one God, because I'm scared what will happen to me. The fear of death, the fear of doom, the fear of karma, the fear of repercussions, the fear of the conclusions, consequences. And you don't know. You're blinded. You actually do not know the path yet. Things are not clear yet to you. So there is a lot of darkness. You don't know beyond a certain area, what is it? You put a torch on the road, it only can illuminate to a certain point. Beyond that, it's darkness. You are fearing that darkness. So when you fear that darkness, when you are not clear about life, you need a master. You need to hold the hand of the one who can put light on that dark areas. Till the time it all illumines and you come to know what life is all about. Then actually the master leaves you. Whether you leave or not, the master leaves your hand. Because you're done. The work is done and you're independent. Independent means they don't part ways. Please understand. Again, your buddhi says that, okay, the master leaves your hand. No, master leaves your hand means now he is binded with you. When they become one, where is the hand? Who's the holder and who's the one being held? There's no one, no two to do that. So the moment everything is illumined, you become one with that and you move ahead. That's how it is. So the fear comes from the unknown. So you are scared. What will happen? And when you are scared, when you walk the path in scare and fright, anything can disturb you, including this guilt. Guilt will be the first thing, because then you don't know. You can fall into superstitions and myths. Anybody tells you anything. My master used to call that Koi Puran. Anybody tells you anything, you'll believe. Because you don't know. See, when you don't know, you'll believe. And people can actually harass you. People can actually take advantage of you only out of fear or greed. People can exploit you only when you are greedy or when you are fearful. When these two aspects are not there, no such kind of transaction can happen. So the guilt that is coming in your mind, did I do good? Did someone do good or bad or wrong? Should I correct somebody else? Somebody else is following some other master. Should I say, who told you that only you have the authority of your path only? That immediately we are claiming out of arrogance that only my path is right. No, not necessary. Not at all true. All the paths are right in their own way. Every human being must have their own divine right to follow any path. As I told you, finally the Guru consciousness, even the Guru Tattva or the God consciousness is not involved in this business of separation and trying to convince and convert people, this is correct, that is correct. This is all the competition of the ego mind here, and most of this ego mind is amongst us only. Not even masters have that. Most of the masters are just minding their own business. They are doing their own work. That's their business, to ascend people, that's all. So they mind their own business. They are not into these kind. It is people below them that begin these kind of conversations and conflicts and all. You look at all the masters, they are all at peace with each other. Even if they see each other, they will hug each other, they'll talk to each other, they'll go. But the followers will not do that. I've seen that. And that is why they are masters. Their evolution, their consciousness is there. And that is why we are not yet there, because our consciousness is still very gross. So if you want your consciousness to be there, shelve off first all these kind of diversities. Any kind of diversity, any kind of separation, leave that. Now the question will come, okay, if everything is one, should I keep changing my masters? Not needed. If you understand this concept, you will not need to even change anybody or look into any other force or even convince anybody. Let everybody do their own learning. Okay, let them listen to multiple sources. And what are the multiple sources telling? Are they talking anything of the gross? Then it's a risky thing. Look at what they're talking. Look at what your spouse or your other person is looking into, whom you are feeling so threatened or insecure about. Look at what they are looking. Is it the tattva of the God consciousness? If it is right, then don't bother them. Is it any other thing apart from that? Anything in the grossly stuff that is causing their adogati or asking them to come down in or getting distracted in something? Then be concerned. Otherwise, don't be concerned if they are looking into. If you cannot look into it, don't look into it. Follow what your heart says. You have full trust and surrender in your master. Excellent. You will go a long way. But then don't try to convince others also to bring into that they also should believe what you believe. It won't work for them. It might work for you, it will not work for them. Because that is what free will is. And because there is free will, there is variety of options here in this planet. It's from the same God consciousness. Variety of religions, variety of faiths, variety of paths. Where it is all coming from, variety. And where will all this go? Who's the creator? There's one creator. The cosmos came from one source. How can these be different if it is coming from one source? It's simple common sense. But we do not go there because of the gross consciousness. The conditioning is so strong within us from generation to generation about this me and mine and separatedness, greatness and smallness, inferiority and superiority and all that stuff. Due to that, we are unable to. So what I'm telling you is, if you want to excel in this path, focus on shedding these kind of ideologies and conditioning and beliefs. Until you leave your beliefs, it's not going to free you. It will complicate you in the most simplest philosophies and the most simplest things of life. Spirituality is not so complicated, I repeat. We have made it complicated. People have made it complicated, but you are wise enough not to get into complications of somebody else. If they have certain beliefs, they have built it with own personal agendas, let them follow it. Respect their values also. Whatever they are doing, who are we to judge? Why are they doing it? Let them do it. But I must refuse to follow that. Once my Viveka shows me that, once my own light shows me that, then I will automatically not fall into all those things. But it doesn't mean I will degrade somebody because because now you know whatever limitations or whatever best qualities any path or any religion or any faith has got. It is all leading to one place. Once you see that, you are not bothered then. Okay, ultimately it's going to go there only. How does it matter what they do, how they do? Isn't it? But this understanding, this clarity should always be there. And that is one reason I make these videos. I don't make videos to put someone down or show this or tell what I'm telling is superior or something. Nothing like that. I'm just putting light into that doubt, because there is so much of doubt. All these mails coming to me is one good example. How much of doubts? Doubts with diversities only. So once this is explained also, we must understand to look beyond. Then we must again not get stuck into this. Oh, what you say, we understand. It's all one only. Everything is one. I understand everything. You tell me. Whatever you are saying, I see your videos and all. I understand everything. You have told everything fine. But somewhere I have committed to this kind of a thing, but that person is not changing. Then you have not understood anything. Still, you have not understood anything. So, all these are coming from your beliefs. Please understand. This is not the truth. Oh, this is the way it should be. This is the way I should follow. And this is the way everybody is following. See, these are beliefs. Everybody is following. It's a belief. Herd mentality. They are doing, okay, I should also do. Why they are doing, I am doing? Why the herd mentality comes? Because I cannot think on my own. When I don't have my illumination of my own, only will I follow out of fear, because I don't know what is all this about. So let me stick on to something. And the more people stick, that is how the people say, the more safer. The more popular, the more larger, the more better. Because that is evidently putting into our heads, oh, accepted by a lot of people means there is truth in it. Not exactly that way. You can see there are mass religions, major religions, and you can see the flaws also in that. I don't want to name any particular religion or anything, but you can see a certain, that they are not to the perfect. You see the religions. You will come to know, automatically you will come to know when you see the religions. Oh, it should have been better. It could have been this way. But there are problems. I don't agree with that. So why it is coming? And it's one of the large following. Major masses, of the population is divided. You see, large percentage of population is following that. How it cannot be flawless? It doesn't go that way. These are all belief system. People following certain things just out of fear or greed. They want something or they fear something. That is why they follow that God or path. That's all. Are you seeing that? So once you get over this idea and once you start understanding that the self is everything, these are very high truths which will take time for a person to actually assimilate and even understand. That is why there is no point talking about these kind of truth to the masses. Mass will not appreciate it. They will not understand it. Are you seeing that? It's not easy to penetrate into that kind of consciousness because the rigidity, that fear, that belief system, that guilt, that greed for something, it's so strong. They will shoo you away or they'll shoot you away. Shoo you or shoot you. Because it's very strong, that thing. You can see the examples in religions and all that. It'll get you terminated from this place. And that happens with everything also. You can see the battles happening between communities and paths, and even in the paths and followers and all. You have seen so many examples where followers clash amongst each other. It's all limited to the ego consciousness. If you understand that the true evolution is in dropping the ego consciousness and rising above, then only can something like this happen. This enlightening understanding can happen. And then only there will be clarity. And when there is clarity, there will be no doubts. If there is no doubts, then you just start walking on this path wholeheartedly, with immense gratitude to your master who actually opened up all these doubts. It is the Guru who cleanses, whichever Guru. If there are people who are only following their inner path, yes, that's your Guru. But people who are following from the outer, yes, that also has played such a major role. All your ascension, all your betterment that has happened, the evolution that has happened is because of that. So there is immense gratitude. Gratitude not outside, inside, because he is all inside. He or she, the master, is always inside. So when you go in this, you walk in peace, the path. Not in pieces. You don't walk the path in pieces, but in peace. P-E-A-C-E, not P-I-E-C-E-S. things become clear on that. Okay, I would always suggest go on this manner from your within. Go more within than out, then all your problems will get sorted. Meditate within. Don't look at anything outside and meditate. Don't have two duality. Always do from within. You'll see in time your all your confusions will get cleared. Much divine love and light to you. Stay blessed.